And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 121 of Player Life. It is Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, the 26th of May here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, had a good day here in Japan. It was a nice, sunny day, as usual. Did some work, did some consultations in the morning, helping some dudes out with their game. Um, you know, uh, some guys need help. No harm in that. But yeah, then as usual, it's Wednesday, so I went to the park to do my workout routine, and yeah, it was a good day. Saw some hotties in the park. It was good, good stuff. We have explosive diarrhea in the house. Very exotic username there. I like it. I like it a lot. Gabriel E in the house says hello. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Yeah. So that was that. Yeah. So did my workout, pushed hard. It was pushed hard. I feel pretty tired now, but it's all good. I saw a real hottie in the park just when I finished up. When I finished up doing my workout, I saw this chick. She walked by. She was wearing this, like, it's sometimes when I see a chick, it's like, you just have to approach, even if you're not in the mood to approach. Sometimes it's like, damn, they're so hot. You're just like, I have to approach. I can't let it slide. But she walked by me while I was doing, just finishing up, and she sat down on a bench, just as I was leaving, I just walked up. It's like second nature to me now. I just do it. Like, I don't even, the title of today's episode is "There Is No Script," and there really is not any script. You just say whatever you want. It's just how you say it, really. It really is how you say it. Let me check. Yeah, but anyway, she was sitting on the bench eating her lunch, and I can't remember what I said, but I said, yeah, I think I opened with, "Hey, do you speak English?" And she said, because she looked kind of foreign. Turns out she was half Japanese, half Moroccan, but really hot, like really, really hot, wearing a small little dress. God damn. She's obviously looking to get hit on, dressed like that. Yeah. But yeah, I just, these interactions, I wasn't going to go on an immediate date there and then, because, I had just like finished working out. I kind of wanted to get home and have a shower. I wasn't in the mood to like try and invite someone to go for a coffee or something. But, these interactions, they last around 2 minutes, like 2 minutes at the, in general. I don't spend like 5-10 minutes talking to these chicks. I roll in, I say my piece, say whatever, whatever comes to mind, you know, uh, generally it's just simple stuff. It's not like complicated. I don't start getting into a deep conversation, asking them what their job is, or, you should never really ask what a chick's job is, like when you do cold approach, because it's such a boring question. But I mean, yeah, I just ended up getting her Instagram, and I'll hit her up at some point. The thing is, I don't get excited about getting a girl's number anymore. But back when you first start doing day game, you think like, oh, just because you get a girl's number, you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna smash. No, like, to be very honest, like, it's all about probability. But you realize after doing game for a long time, you realize that just because you get a number, that it's like, it doesn't mean shit, really. I mean, sure, it's only the first step, but the laws of probability say that most likely nothing's going to happen. And that's not to be discouraging, but that's just so you're mature about it, and you don't be counting your chickens before they hatch. You always know someone's a real beginner at game, or like at day game, when they start getting excited about getting a number. Getting a number, good job, well done, but it doesn't mean shit. It's pretty much like the first step. You know, you need to get numbers. I mean, it's like it's not negotiable. You have if you want to be living a player lifestyle, if you want to be getting with chicks, you have to get numbers. Like you have to do it. But yeah, it's not like, oh, I got a number, like yay, like so excited. Oh my god, she's so hot. I got her number. I can't wait. Where am I gonna smash her? And like, no, like laws of probability say she's probably not even gonna respond to your message. But it's not even to be jaded about it or be negative about it, but that's just they're just the facts. And it's almost more motivating to me, because it's like, why do guys overthink, you know, what's the point in getting nervous and overthinking like cold approaches, and getting all worked up about it, and like, oh my god, I have to go up and talk to a girl, like, and it's like, oh, it's such an incredibly brave thing to do. Not really though, obviously I'm being sarcastic, but like, nothing's gonna like come of it most likely. And some guys will be like, oh, that's so like that discourages me. No, I'm not saying it to discourage guys. I'm saying it because it's really not a big deal. um know your worth in the house. What's up? What's good? Yeah, so I made two approaches today. Yeah, I was the first girl in the park, and I was just on my way going about my business, like, um I've often said on this show, as you guys know, I don't do game these days. I don't. When I first started like doing game, I would go out and about, just to do game. But I'm long since past that. I don't think it's a good use of your time. There's plenty of time to do game just as part of your life, like as part of your daily routine. Like, it obviously depending on where you live. Like, if you're living out, I always say location, location, location. If you're living out in the back arse of nowhere, like obviously in a small little town where everyone knows each other, obviously it's harder to like do day game, like, because you know limited resources, limited pool. Like, obviously, if you live in a big city, you should have plenty of opportunity to come across hot girls just wherever, like in your daily life. Um, Know Your Worth says, yeah, get numbers. Maybe three are dates. Maybe one is a smash. Yeah, it's like, you're not going to smash every girl you like. Obviously, you get a number from. It's like, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's fine when guys they're happy, like they've never done it before. If they've never gotten a number from a cold approach, obviously they're going to be kind of excited about it. But I'm just saying it's not to disparage those guys, but it's more like, okay, just good job, but just relax. Like, it's okay. You did a good job, but like, yeah, it's just, you're going to be disappointed. You're setting yourself up for falls. Like, if you get like excited about getting numbers, it's really not that big a deal. You need to do it. Don't get me wrong. It's important. Like, you absolutely need to get numbers. That's how you like, that's the first step. But it's by no means doesn't mean anything is going to happen with her, like, at all. Like, it's just, some girls give numbers for different reasons. Sometimes girls will give you a number, like, just so, just to kind of be polite, or just to, so it's not, maybe she doesn't want to be awkward about it, or she just wants to, like, yeah, it's cold hard truth. Some girls want to get rid of you. Like, they want to just like kind of end the interaction. They want to comply. Yeah. So it's cold hard truth, but it is what it is. Who cares? I mean, all you're doing is shooting your shot. It's not the end of the world. She doesn't reply. Who gives a shit? Um. Uh. No, your word says, I like your philosophy game while you go about your day. It's how I get the best results, because you're as natural as possible. Indeed, indeed. Like, obviously it's more attractive if you're a man about your business. Like, if you're out on a Saturday afternoon and your sole purpose is to do day game, it's like, you're kind of wandering around. There's not, you have an air about you that you've nothing really to do, and that will also affect your self confidence because you know yourself that you've nothing to do. You really know as a guy you should be doing something more productive with your time than just like out like trying to look for girls. Like you should be doing something like you should be on your purpose as they say, or doing some hobby or sport that you like doing, or even meeting friends. It, it, I've just learned from trial and error that you don't actually you know you could do it. Like you could go out and you could do day game, and it will work. I mean, it's the same thing. But I'm just saying it's more productive. It's a healthier lifestyle just to do game as you go about your business. I talked before about a guy that I met, that I kind of know, that he does day game like it's his hobby, like it's his sole purpose pretty much. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like this is a guy. He's from Romania, but yeah, he does game in a particular spot in Tokyo. And anytime I go to this place, it's called Shibuya. It's like the biggest. It has the biggest. It has the most traffic. It has the biggest crossroads, or the busiest crossroads in the world. You've probably seen it in footage, but this spot has like insane amounts of hot chicks. Like just there's hotties, like just 18 to 25-year old, just really young hot chicks. Like university girls go here. They're all like yeah. There's a lot of shopping areas around there, and yeah, I mean there's a lot of eye candy. Like there's a lot of eye candy. But the thing about that spot is like the girls expect, they know that it's a like a we call it nampa. Nampa means like pickup, basically street pickup, and that's it's known as a nampa spot. Where people do street pickup, and girls have their guard up super high. Like they all expect it. I think I've talked about it before, but it's like an outdoor nightclub kind of thing. And this guy, anyway, he goes there and he only does day game. He does it all the time. And honestly, I don't know. I would never like to live my life like that. I mean, like he gets results though. The thing is, it's like he does sleep with a lot of women, and this guy is like is as average as they come. Like no offense to the guy, he's a nice guy, or whatever, but he's an average dude. He's not even in, he's a basic average dude. He's not like super fit, or you know um I don't want to say I don't want to speak to I might try and get him on the show sometime, but I don't know. I don't know if he'd be down for that. I don't know if he'd want his face. A lot of people wouldn't want their face out on the internet talking about what they do. Um, but maybe if I run into him, I'll ask him. But yeah, he gets results, but you have to take into account that that's all he does. Like, and um, do you really want to be just out there doing day game? You might have more sex, but it's it's time consuming. Um, Plus, out of trial and error, I've discovered that you know it's actually it's perfectly sufficient if to be sourcing numbers as you go about your business. I mean, you can incorporate it into your lifestyle. I mean, I made two approaches today. I got one number. I could have made more. I just chose not to. I was like just not in the mood to do it. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood. It's not that I can't do it, or not. It's not that me not being in the mood is like doing two approaches. So like let that give you some perspective. Even though I'm not particularly in the mood, I still made two approaches because the girls I saw were super hot, and it was kind of like, oh shit, like I just had to approach. It wasn't like there was it was almost like magneticism. I just saw them, and the first one I got her number straight up, and that could have been the only one I approached. It can be quite random. You could make one approach a day and you end up banging her the next week. um or you could make like 10 approaches and you get wouldn't even get a number. It's you tend to get. I find from doing game myself, I found that I tended to get less numbers as if it was like if I was what's called like spam approaching. If I was like, like I said, if your sole purpose is to do like day game, you're just out and you're spending time doing like approaching chicks. I found that I would get, I would get rejected more, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if, but it was just a thing. Or even if I got numbers, it would be less likely to um something to come of it. Whereas when it's like you get like one or two numbers a day, when you're on your way to work, or you see the girl at the park while you're out doing something, um, something is more likely to come. I don't know why that is, but maybe it's because the girls can just pick up that you're kind of you know um, wandering around or something. Especially if they actually see you. If they see you like approaching other girls, damn, that's definitely no. Like I mean, especially and on top of that, if they see you getting rejected by another girl, because as we all know, um, social proof is huge, and like no one wants to really get with someone that has been rejected, even if you're a hot dude. Like that will really diminish your value in someone's eyes if they see you getting rejected. You know, if if you say you approach a girl, you get her number, and then she sees you 10 minutes later, uh, approaching a girl and getting rejected, that's like you're not smashing that girl. Like you're not. She's gonna block you, like because in her eyes, your value has significantly diminished because she's seen you get rejected by another girl, and we all know girls want to get with guys that other girls want to fuck and other guys want to be. And even if they see you just getting rejected once, it's like it really diminishes your value. That's why social proof is huge. Like anytime I'm out in Japan, like walking around with a hot girl in Tokyo, even if she's like average or whatnot, um, I will get insane amounts of attention from almost everyone. Like not like guys, girls, everyone will be looking because they see a foreigner with a hot girl, like, and there'll be so many girls that will give me IOIs. I go around Tokyo, um, and I get very little IOIs. It's doesn't really happen. Sometimes it does. Interestingly, when I'm in other parts of Japan, less where there's less foreigners, I would tend to get more IOIs. I guess it's not that rare to see a foreigner in Tokyo, even though compared to other countries, it is rare. But you don't see as many foreigners at all. But obviously, you still see them. It's not like up where I used to live, up in northern Japan, there was a lot less foreigners. Um, but yeah, that's how you do it. And the second approach I did today was just a really hot chick. I actually saw some guy. You know, he actually was. I noticed her because she was dressed like she was wearing this tiny little skirt and looking super hot, like really hot. Like it was like 1 p.m. or something, 1 or 2 p.m. And she was dressed like she was going to a nightclub. Um, but yeah, I saw some Japanese guy. He actually tried to approach her. He kind of looked like a scout. But I don't know. These scouts are kind of. I talked. They basically try and recruit girls for what are called kabakuras. They're basically hostess bars, and I think he was. I don't know. Either he was trying to just do some pickup, or he was a scout. He kind of looked like a scout because he was wearing. They all wear these shirts with like a waistcoat. He had that look about him. But anyway, he made a shot, and she completely ghosted him, and just literally didn't first of all, I thought she was with him because he was walking directly beside her. I think Japanese guys will do is like they will be very, very persistent. They won't take they won't take no for an answer. Like Japanese guys will be very, very persistent. They will just literally walk with a girl for fucking 5 minutes, like literally just talking at her, and meanwhile just getting ignored. Um, Spark 55 in house. What's up? Yeah, so the guy, the I soon noticed that she was just ignoring him, and he soon just fell off. But yeah, basically, just shot my, it was my turn then. So I was like, maybe she's into foreigners. So it was on the way where it was going anyway. So I rolled up beside her and just said, "Hey, what's up?" And I kind of she had her earphones in, so I what I do when they have what girls having their earphones in doesn't mean you can't approach them. By the way, plus obviously if they have a mask, it doesn't mean you can't approach them. Like most girls have masks. Even this girl was wearing a mask, and I still knew she was hot. Like she was like, trust me, if you saw this girl, you just sometimes you just know they're hot. Like you don't even need to see. Anyway, her body was fucking fire. Anyway, so what I do is like I just like if they're wearing the earphones or whatever, I get up a little bit ahead of them, not only parallel but like one or two steps beside them, and I just like I don't lean down. I don't like lean down like looking real weak. I just kind of wave over and let them know that I'm trying to talk. Like I'll say something like, and yeah, she just ghosted me, and it's no big deal. It's like it's like whatever. Um, like I don't know why you guys think it's such a big deal. I think what puts guys off doing cold approaches like that is that they're worried about what other people will think, around that see you do that. And it's like, do you really think, people care that you're like they're gonna remember, oh yeah, I saw like you really think they're gonna give a shit? Oh yeah, today I saw some guy trying to like talk to a girl, and it looked like she didn't talk to him. Like it's the most amazing thing. It's the most unbelievable thing I've seen all week. No, people literally don't care. Like there's like, even if they know that you know exactly what you're trying to do, like they're literally gonna if they see you getting rejected by a girl, yeah, literally a minute later they've completely forgotten about what they just saw, and they just don't care. Um, people have other things going. Most people are looking at their phones anyway. They're not looking. They're not looking at the real world, which is kind of funny. Um, yeah, it's just yeah, people really don't care, and you shouldn't give a shit about what other people are. If there's other people around or whatnot. Obviously, sometimes if it's really crowded and quiet, that can be obviously that's obviously not that's obviously a different situation. I mean, there's certain places where it's really awkward to make an approach with a girl. For example, the most awkward one would be on a subway when it's like really quiet and there's a lot of people on it, because Japanese people tend not to talk on a subway too. Like, and if they do, they speak really quietly to each other. Um, so like that, obviously that's like a girl will you'll if you open a girl on a subway when there's like it's packed and everyone can hear what you're saying, and she's probably going to be really embarrassed and not really want to engage with you just because they're very self-conscious. But in general, when it's out and about, yeah, who cares? People aren't even going to really hear what you're saying. But yeah. Let me see. Let me share the screen. Change the tone for a little bit. I want to share some tweets. Yes. So yeah, this is how not to be. So this same paid 10K to meet a girl he follows on OnlyFans. All he got was a hug, 1 month later, her and her boyfriend are using that money to travel the world. Simping never pays, guys. Never pays. Look at that guy. Look at how overweight that dude is. Um, seriously, 10K, 10K to meet an OnlyFans girl for a hug. You can have the most. If you're gonna go about it, if you're gonna do something like that, at least rent a hotel room and like having like you could have a crazy orgy for 10K, like really hardcore, like I mean, spending 10K to meet an OnlyFans girl, that is like super simp behavior. Um, and that is the world we live in. But yeah, simps are gonna simp. Um, yeah. So what else? This was also good. A lot of approach. This is kind of relevant. Rollo Tomasi's quote says, "A lot of approach anxiety comes from your own self impression. Am I smooth, hot, affluent, funny, confident, interesting, decisive, well dressed enough to earn a hot babe nine's attention? How about a hot babe six? Our great danger is that we aim too low and succeed." Well, that's true. I mean, you know, it depends on what you're going for, really. Um, you know, uh, like if you're just looking to smash and dash, I mean, you know, it's not really much of a danger to just hook up with a six, and kind of a but if you're looking to get into a relationship and you aim low and like you know a lot of guys, the thing is where they fuck up really is that they treat hot women differently. So one guy, he could be like have his game could be like so, and he'll be able to he'll sum up the courage to approach a girl that he thinks is hot but not like super hot, you know and he'll go and talk to her, and he'll get her number and he'll bang her, right? But then, if he sees like a really hot girl, he'll behave differently. His confidence won't be the same. He'll basically give himself away, you know and basically girls will see through their bullshit. Girls are able to subconsciously see through your bullshit, because you know your confidence is a telltale sign. Um, your confidence says everything about who you are. And if you roll up to a girl, even if she's super hot, she could be working in Starbucks. She could be a Starbucks staff barista or whatever. And why would a high value guy be nervous around a waitress or a girl that works in Starbucks? Even if she has a good job, who cares? Whatever. But um my point is, why would a very high value guy, and that's what every girl wants, is a high value guy, why would he be nervous around a girl? Why would he be anxious? Why would he be stuttering over his words? Why would he be going red in the face? Why would he be fidgety? Why would he be awkward? Like, he a high value confident guy wouldn't be like that. Well, not necessarily. You could be high value, actually. You could be a high value guy and still behave like that. But I mean, a guy that doesn't have sexual experience, and then the girl, even though you might actually be a high value guy, the girl will think that you're not a high value guy, or that you're below her because you're nervous around her. And that tells her the actual truth. Not that you're not a high value guy. You could be a high value guy. You might not be, but that tells her that you don't have a lot of sexual experience, and that is most likely going to be the truth if you're nervous around women when you do a cold approach. you might have hooked up with women from dating apps. You might have gotten with women in other places, even from night game. But that's completely different from doing a cold approach, because a lot of guys rely on alcohol when they are doing, game at night in bars and clubs, and really that's like anyone can do, anyone can do nightlife. Anyone can approach a girl when they're drunk. Like, it's not a skill. Yeah, there's nothing impressive about it. I mean, I'm not even impressed by guys that can do day game anymore, but because I don't think it's once you crack the code and once you understand it, it's really not. It's not. There's far more impressive things out there. Um, but yeah, it's all about just because women want, like I already said, women want to get with guys that have sexual experience. They don't want to get with guys that don't have any. It's a big turn off for them. And yeah, don't be like this guy. Don't be like this emo simp. He says, dating is exhausting. How many people do I have to explain my trauma to before I find my soulmate? There he is, hunched over in the corner. Such, like, who goes on dates and starts talking about their trauma? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, what, And obviously, he's very blue pill because he believes in the soulmate myth. Real dumb. There's no such thing as a soulmate. Like, there really is not. It's really silly shit. Yeah, he looks like a real twerp. And he's really simping to like this whole victim kind of culture too. He's like, like, I'm a victim. I have so much trauma. So much bad things have happened to me, and poor me. And it's like, shut the fuck up. I mean, people have had bad things happen to them, but then depression became this like fashion accessory, where we got all these like white teenage girls that are like, that are from, well-to-do families, and pretending that they're depressed. They probably are depressed. They because I mean, you become what you believe. So I mean, but honestly, they have it so much better than so many people a lot of times. But yeah, this guy's just simping to that whole, oh, I have so much trauma. I'm gonna tell it to someone on my first date. Who does that? You're an idiot if you do that, especially as a man. Like, what are you doing? Like, trying to be a victim, and what are you, gonna cry on someone's shoulder on a first date? Like, how is that attractive? How does that attract anyone? Oh, like pity me. I'm so weak. I need someone to support me. Will you support me and be my rock? Like, it's Jesus Christ. You got to be such a pussy to go on a first date and start telling someone about shit things that have happened to you. How do you think? How is that gonna like get a girl wanna fuck you? It's not. It's a cold hard truth. Like, yeah. But I saw this today, and it's like, yeah.
Hi there.
The West is fucked. The West. I'm so glad I'm in Japan, but let's watch this.
Hi there. My name is Sarah. This little cutie is my son, Bennett. As you can see, my son is a white male. So here are some books that I bought to help prevent him from growing up to be awful. Starting out strong, we have C is for consent. Pretty self-explanatory, but it's a picture book that goes into detail about consent with your body, with family. Along that same note, we have Will Ladybug Hug. Teaches the same kind of concept in a more childish way about a ladybug who is hugging his friends, even has one friend who doesn't like hugging. So this one is called Only for Me. Also, same concept, teaching kids about consent and things that feel comfortable with their body. Because I'm raising a feminist, we've got A is for Awesome, 23 inspirational women. Next, we have I Clean Like Daddy. There's even a page in the end where the whole family is cleaning together to show that it's not just mom and sister's job. Finally, we have Except When They Don't, a book about boys and girls liking whatever they want, regardless of their gender. Hi there. My name is Sarah.
So obviously, the reason we have women like this in Western society is because weak men have allowed women like this to get their way for too long, and yeah, she's just kind of sickening. Um, I feel sorry for that kid. God damn, real sorry for that kid is gonna grow up. I don't know what's gonna happen to that kid. He's either gonna grow up to be the most annoying little prick ever, or SJW, or hopefully he rebels against this bitch. I'm really hoping he rebels against this stupid bitch because that's exactly what she is. Um, and unfortunately for Western countries, there are no shortage of this kind of woman. They are fucking everywhere. Look at her beefy fucking face on her. Big fucking beefy, noisy, fucking loud, in your face, like nah, like complaining at the fucking supermarket, like wear a mask, get the vaccine, like dude, I'm so glad I'm not in a Western country. I am actually just waiting for the day for when some chick like this, like in Japan, because sometimes I see chicks like this in Japan, like, and they give me dirty looks because I'm obviously not wearing a mask, and like, oh, just I'm hoping one of them just says something like, "Oh my god, you should wear a mask. Oh my god, go back. Oh, you should have respect." And I'm just gonna be like, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna go off. But yeah, just that's one of the things I really appreciate about being in Japan. Although like everyone wears masks, no one fucking bothers me. No one says shit to me. I love it. People just leave me alone.
This little cutie is my son Bennett.
Enough of that. Enough of that. Um, yeah, but I guess damn, poor that kid's fucked. Like that kid is real fucked. He's either, I don't know. His only hope is that his mother's so fucking annoying that he rebels against her and just like becomes the opposite of what everything she stands for. And then he'd be on the right path. He'd be doing, he'd be going in the right direction if he went against all the shite that she's going to teach him. Oh man, or unfortunately, he might actually listen to his mother and fucking become this little obnoxious little prick, do-gooder, little hating on his own people. Oh my god, I'm gonna apologize for being white. You know, um, these people. Problematic in house. What is up? Um, um, Problematic says maybe the kid will find your. Maybe the kid will find your channel one day. Yeah, hopefully he does. Oh man, talking shit about his mother, but she deserves it. I mean, ah, yeah, but at the end of the day, like as bad as that bitch is, it's like at the end of the day, I do blame men, because it is men who allowed it is not only men, but men ultimately were used to be, have a bigger say, and they kind of just let things get out of control. They didn't stand up to all this shit, um, I'm not. They just didn't. They just let it happen. They didn't. Yeah, they let them away with it. Know your word says most kids rebel hard against their most kids rebel hard against their kids when they're overbearing enough. Rebel against their parents, I think you mean. Yep. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. She's probably a single mom as well. I imagine she's a single mom. Yeah, but but yeah, as I was talking earlier, back to the topic, whenever whenever I when you're approaching a woman, there actually is there's no script really. Um, for beginners, you can. I use the I used to when I first started doing um, day game cold approaches. I would basically, I heard it somewhere. I can't remember. I think it was on TV or something, but I can't even remember where I heard this idea. But it was basically compliment introduction question, just to give it. It's basically just an icebreaker. Um, and all you're doing is whenever you're approaching a chick and your goal is to get her number, all you're trying to do is break the ice. Like it's not really important what you say. um so the reason, I don't even know why, compliment introduction question was you know I think I heard it on TV. It was years ago, but I don't even know what it was from. But it was some TV show. um and I always just remembered that, and I started using it. um and I just realized that all it is an icebreaker. You don't even need to have a question, or you don't even need to compliment. I bet you can even just walk up to a chick and you can say what's up, like say what's up and wait to see how they react. um you know um the thing is, like, if you're like afraid of silences, that's when chicks know that you're going to be, like, if you're getting awkward when if the girl you approach, if she's making you awkward by her reaction, you know that's just, she's going to know that you're not really experienced with women. um, or she's just going to be kind of creeped out by the fact that you're getting nervous around approaching her. um, and it's very simple, really. All you got to do is be chilled out and relaxed. And um, I always talk about, whenever I approach a girl that I end up being successful with, aka, end up having sex with her. um, there's always a kind of initial spark in their eye as soon as I say something to them. They either smile a little bit, or they give some reaction. It's very rare that you know I'll end up you know going through the motions from A to Z with a girl that is very unresponsive when I first approach. It it usually doesn't happen. Um, when I walk up to a girl and I say, "Hey, what's up? I like your style," or something, and she just doesn't, like, she barely responds, or she just, like, kind of looks up and, like, kind of just says, "Oh," doesn't really respond or doesn't say anything. It's very rare that anything will come of that. Even if she talks, like, politely, and she engages. um, even if I get the number, I really, it's over time I've realized that all the girls that I'm successful with have that spark. Like, it doesn't matter, even if you put in the work with even if you have a 10-minute, 20-minute conversation with a girl, that's you know initially she didn't have that spark. Even if you, like, you chat away with her, you get her to chat and you warm her up a little bit. I've noticed that oftentimes nothing comes of it. And that's kind of like cold hard truth, because it's kind of interesting how there must be something there that shows, like, you know women have a certain, you know it's almost immediate. Like you can predict results. I can almost predict results. I can predict. It's hard. It can be hard to predict. If you're gonna actually, have sex with them, and but I know that I know when I'm not gonna have sex with them almost immediately. Um, and that's just from experience. Almost immediately. Like I said, even if they engage, and even if they respond, it's like if they don't have that kind of electricity at the start. Like if some girls are like jump, or like, oh, like they're looking at their phone, and they like, if there has to be some kind of reaction, um a smile, or like, oh, like sometimes I go up to a girl and I say, ego de sumasen, ego de kimasu, and that means, excuse me, do you speak English? And then they'd be like, oh, sumasen, oh, ego de kinai, ego de kinai. And like, that means, sorry, I can't speak English. And some guys will be like, oh, she's doing this, so like it means that she's not interested. But like, that doesn't mean I just say, oh, it's okay, daijoubu, daijoubu. I say, okay, okay, I speak Japanese, and I'll continue talking to them in Japanese. For example, it would be like, I'll say, do you speak English? And she says she can't speak English, but she's like, oh, and I say, oh, it's okay, it's okay. No, I just want to say I like your style, obviously in Japanese, and I'll say, this is how crazily short my interactions can be. I'll just be like, oh, it doesn't matter, don't matter. I just want to say I like your style. You're pretty cute, or something like that. And and then she'd be like, oh, arigato, and she'd be like, oh, thank you, and then you know, sometimes it'll be just like, oh, do you have Instagram? And I'll get her Instagram, and I'll DM her, or I'll get her WhatsApp, you get her Messenger or whatever, and the interactions are like over before you even know it, but they result in in sex. Even though they're that short. Uh, you know, I see you see all these, like, you see these tutorials, or like pickups, or like infields, whatnot, and they're real long, and it's like, like, and they're like, it's like they don't need to be that long. There's no need to do that. Like, unless you're going to take them right then and there. And guys think it's more complicated than it actually is. Like, some guys ask me, like, what should I talk about on a date? And it's like, if you're asking questions like that, you know, it's like, you need to like you need to go back further in your life. You need to go back to the, like, learning social skills. I mean, you need to learn to talk to people. Like, if you're wondering how to talk to a girl on a date, if you're anxious about, there being silences and not knowing what to say on a date, then you have a bigger fish to fry, really. um because it's just talking. Like, you can just shoot the shit, talk about whatever you want to talk about. um you know Usually it's better, to keep it light, though, I would say. um you know if you go talking about politics, and crypto, and all this shit, um to a chick, to a girly girl, like, to a girl, like a girly chick, a hot babe, on a date, her pussy's gonna dry up, or she's gonna get super bored. Like, they're not gonna be into it. you know a lot of times with these chicks, you gotta dumb things down. Like, talk about basic shit, like, entertainment, travel, food. A lot of times I kind of nag chicks, and like, find something to joke about, something to tease them about. Um, and I don't even know if it's like, it's not even, it's just like second nature to me now. But I think it all, you just have fun yourself, as long as you're trying to have fun yourself, like, joke around. um anything really. I mean, I would I like to, Japanese girls are really easy to make fun of because like I'd be like, I'd say something, just an example, like I would say, um, oh, when did you have your first drink? And she'd be like, they'd usually say, oh, like 20, 19 or 20, because that's the law in Japan. And then I would say something like, when did you have your first joint, or when did you have your first when did you have your first marijuana? And they'd be like, oh, marijuana, oh no, 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 that's so bad. But it's really easy to like, and then they'd obviously say, do you do that? And I'd say, yeah, even though I don't. But I just say it, and then I say, no, I'd obviously tell them I'm joking after a while. They say, oh, do you do that in Japan? And like I would say, this is just an example of like shit talking that I would do, you do on a date. And they say, do you do that? And I'm like, yeah, I do it. Do you want some? And this, it's stupid, but it's just it gets the reaction out of them. They believe it. Like they're like, oh my god, you're so bad. Like they're like, oh my god, like they're genuinely like, oh no, that's so and it's just like, obviously I tell them I tell them I'm joking, but it's easy to like, it's dumb, like, but that's the kind of dumb shit, like, it's not, I'm not, you're not talking about, oh, the like, how did oh, what did you do at work, how's your job, and like, no, you're talking like silly shit, like a lot of the time, you're trying to get laid, you're not, um you don't really need to go all serious. You don't need to tell people about your trauma, you know. Like that fucking idiot we saw. The fucking photo I showed you on Twitter. Going on dates and telling people about your trauma. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Like, go to therapy. If you're like, talk to your friends about you don't go like talking to some hot chick about your trauma, like on a first date. She's just, first of all, she's not going to give a shit. She's going to be, even if they do pretend to give a shit, they'll be like, oh, like they really don't give a fuck. Like they just want to have a good time. You know, what I'm saying? Girls just want to have fun. They just kind of want to have fun. Um, that's it. Um, but yeah, if you go around talking about your trauma and getting all emo, it's just funny. Girls are so empathetic. They really, you're not going to bang her, and she's not going to want to meet you again. That's how empathetic. That's how empathetic chicks are. She's not going to bang you, and then she's probably going to block you. That's she's, or like, she's not going to meet you again. Yeah, you're not just not going to tap that pussy. You make her laugh, you shock them, you joke around, you nag them, you know, um, you know, and I don't know, just dumb shit. Like another how you can make fun of them as well. I'd be like, oh, you're like, I'd be sitting beside them and I say, oh, your arms are nice, like sube sube. It means sube means smooth, and I say, oh, sube sube, and then she'd be, oh, arigato, and then I would like, put my kind of squeeze it, and I say, oh, chotto puni puni ne, and then that puni puni means like it's kind of fat. And it always gets the same reaction. They always go, oh, like, oh, how dare you, and like, but they, obviously they laugh about it, but it's just very predictable shit. And I don't. It's not even a strategy. Um, I'm not like, oh, I have to do this like joke here. It's like, oh, it's like 7 minutes. Time for the joke. Time to make fun of her. No, it's just like I'm just shooting the shit. Like I'm basically just shooting the shit. Um, you know, Imagine you're like 17 years old and you're smoking weed with your friends. That's the kind of shit you talk about. It's almost like, you talk about dumb shit like with girls, and you just lighten the mood, man. You just lighten the mood, try and make them laugh. You try and like, and then they're just going to be more at ease with you. They're going to be more willing to. They're going to be more willing to come with you. You're going to be more willing to like come into your house and basically fuck. RPS says, Max, speak Japanese for 10 seconds straight. It sounds funny. Send a donation. I need to start getting donations for all my red pill knowledge I'm spitting. But Nihongo ne Uh, なんで私の日本語面白いの？そんなに面白くない。I don't know what to say. But yeah. Let's see. Problematic says, "Have you ever had a girl scream Onichan in bed?" No, that doesn't make sense to scream Onichan. That's not a sexual. That's not a sexual term. Onichan means that means sister, or sorry, that means brother. That Onichan means brother. That is not. That is yeah, Onichan means brother, so it's not a sexual term. But Japanese girls they say kimochi. Kimochi means feels good. Kimochi, they say iku means like to go, or like it means to come. Iku. Yeah, they say iku. It means I'm coming. What else do they say? Motto. They say motto means more. And these phrases, these are the things that they legitimately say. So they say that. They say kimochi. They say motto. They say iku. What else they say? Yeah, pretty much, what else do they say? What else? I don't know. Like, moaning. But those three things off the top of my head, that's what they say. Like on the regular. On the regular. I've never had a girl say Oni-chan. That would be weird if someone chick was calling you like big brother. Um uh yeah, but yeah, guys, the MLD in the house says you have to post the donation link for guys to donate. Indeed. It is in the description, though. So anyone can send a donation anytime. Anytime would be appreciated. But yeah, what I'm trying to think. What else? There's also other things like if you're really doing some really dirty shit, nakadashi shite. You shouldn't be doing that. But nakadashi means to come inside. To come inside. Cream pie, nakadashi. That's what that means. Should do like hentai Japanese lessons. Hentai Japanese lessons. Another one they say, some of them. A girl last week told me namete. It means lick. It means lick it. Yeah. Japanese girls, yeah, they're pretty good. Good times to be had. Good times indeed. Yeah, there's. I'm trying to think what else they say. Yeah, pretty much that shit. But yeah, guys, that's it. I don't know. Today, the moral of today's show is don't procrastinate. Don't overthink approaches. There is no script. It's all about getting in the experience, getting more relaxed with speaking to women off off the street or wherever, breaking the ice. Just get comfortable breaking the ice. Like as long as you break the ice, you don't have to spend 10 minutes. Like as I said so many times before, these interactions are like sometimes like less than 2 minutes long, and I end up banging them. So it's all about getting the number. And yeah, it is. You got to do it. You got to do it if you want to be smashing hotties, super hotties. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna cut it there. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, send a donation in if you want to support the channel. Will be appreciated. But I will catch you guys on the flip side. So have a good day. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.